Education without philosophy is blind, and philosophy without education is invalid. So, here I am, JVN Brignola from BSED Mathematics, to fill in some details. So, let's get started with the discussion of Western philosophy. Now, what is philosophy? So, the word philosophy comes from a Greek word philosophia, which literally means love of wisdom. And why is it important? Okay, so the study of philosophy helps us to enhance our ability to solve a problem, our communication skills, our persuasive power, and then the writing skills. Since philosophy is the study of general and fundamental problems, such as those connected with reality, existence, knowledge, values, mind, and language. So, here are some of the education philosophies. We have here the idealism, the realism, and pragmatism or experimentalism. So let's start with idealism. So the word idealism signifies two terms, idea and ideal. Plato conceived of ideas as the basis of his philosophy, and his philosophies of idealism, which represents more idea, can better be known as idealism. So, idealism is like believing in or pursuing some perfect belief, and that ideas are only true reality and only thing worth knowing. So, for example, the belief of people who think they can save the world. So, we have here the aims of education. We have self realization, spiritual development, realization of truth, goodness, and beauty, development of intelligence and rationality, and universal education. Therefore, idealism has greatly contributed to the aims of education. So we have here the curriculum. So idealism attaches great importance to those subjects which provide significant knowledge and wisdom. And this experiences corresponds to the various activity through which one has to acquire the highest and good inherent values. Next is the methodology of teaching. So this is, for example, questioning your students, having a discussion, and lecture method. Next is realism. So the term realism comes from the Latin realist, who is to be really, really real, and is the belief that we should study logic, critical thinking, and specific method to teach our students for them to perceive and understand reality. And the aim of this realism is to avoid artificiality in the treatment of human relation or emotion. So, for example, instead of teaching your students about gravity from a textbook, you as a teacher can take them outside for you to have some demonstration, like dropping objects into different masses. To allow your students to figure out how gravity and masses work together. So, no matter what the teacher is teaching, educational realism emphasizes using logical processes in the natural world to find the truth. So, realist educator are objective, believing in a methodical approach to categorizing knowledge and expanding on prior knowledge that they have, and they are more likely to inspire their students to seek the truth through testing the thought principles on the world around them rather than through literature and concept. Next is pragmatism. So the word pragmatism derives from the Greek, which means practice and action. Pragmatism, as a philosophical tradition, began in United States around 1870. Charles Sanders Peirce is the principal proponent of pragmatism. And pragmatism is an educational philosophy that says education should be teaching students to things or to the things that are practical for life for them to grow into better individual. And for example is like addressing problem logically and practically. And then according to this school of thought, education should help an individual to meet human needs or even solving problems and thereby enable an individual to lead a happy life. So, the pragmatism has given more emphasis on following method of teaching. Project method, which asks students to do some research or prepare a project. And this is also called learning by doing method. And teachers should explicitly teach students group work, cooperation, and navigation skills. And then teachers should encourage children to practice those skills throughout their daily task given. And teacher might also arrange the classroom layout into table group because this will also encourage students to work together to get things done. Therefore, their emphasis is more on child's activity, integration, and experimentation.